Hi, everyone.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Are you really in your office or is that a backdrop?
I'm really in my office and it's a backdrop.
Oh,
It's
okay.
deep, isn't it?
But Mike is truly on top of the green. He's suspended in air.
The green from what, 50 years ago? The colorized green.
The actual background is not as exciting, so got to go with the backdrop. In full transparency, I have a not transparent backdrop. Thanks everyone for joining. We don't have a ton of updates today. It's a little quiet on the news front. We have a total of 1,530 confirmed cases, and we're up to 57 fatalities. I just wanted to note that one of those fatalities is a woman that was 108 years old. So that's pretty incredible that someone made it that far. A quick update on the testing sites, and just wanted to continue to encourage people to access the testing sites. We now have 5, as folks know, that are up and running. And our website outlines all the details on the sites of how people can enroll, what the hours of operation are. And it's helpful for the press to get the information out on those websites on the testing sites, so we can make sure that as many people as possible take advantage of them. And Director Bond, you had an update on the first day of the Murphy site, correct?
Absolutely. So today was a success with the setup. We had no glitches, so just very pleased with the team, with the City of New Haven and our private partner, Dr. Murphy Associates. We have approximately 20 individuals that have been tested for as of today. So just really glad that we were able to launch this testing site on Day Street.
And you said that tomorrow you're going to not operate, correct, because of the weather?
So due to inclement weather, we're going to cancel our testing site tomorrow. We will resume at 8 a.m. on Friday, May 1st. And so we ask and encourage individuals to please register for an appointment. You can go online and register for an appointment between 8 to 4. And we can then set you up. We do take insurance, but if you do not have insurance, we will also accept at no cost for you to be able to have access to testing. So we want to encourage everyone within that community that would like to make an appointment for a walk-up testing site. You are free to do that. If you're interested in other testing sites within the city to see if one is near you in your community, please visit the City of New Haven website, where we have all of the testing sites listed there.
Director Bond, do you have a nursing home update that you could share?
I do, Mayor. Thank you for that. And so, as you know, part of our efforts in monitoring and surveilling this pandemic within the City of New Haven, we are also tracking our nursing home numbers with our team and our epidemiologists, which are daily calls to these nursing homes. So currently, what we have at the Grimes Center is a total of 68 residents that have tested positive currently as of today. We have a staff total of 19 COVID positive employees, and that is a 10 positive new number since the last account that we provided in our last report. For Mary Wade, we also have some changes. So the Boardman Residential, we have 16 positive cases. The Kimberly Skilled Nursing Facility site, we have a total of 27 positive cases for residents, with a staff total of 28, 5 of which are non-clinical employees, which is two additional residents from the Boardman sites. We do have 5 more untimely deaths and 4 additional employees since my last report. Regal Care, we have 29 positive cases for that facility, a staff total of 13 positive cases. And the difference between my last report is that we have 6 more confirmed cases, and we have 9 pending swabs within that particular facility. We also are monitoring advanced nursing. At this juncture, they have a total of 11 residents and a staff total of 7 positive cases. This is the difference between 2 more residents and staff that I did not report previously. That concludes my nursing home update.
And I know, Dr. Tracy, you had some updates that you wanted to share with folks as well. And remember, you're on mute.
Now I'm unmuted. Good afternoon, everyone. And I just wanted to give just about 2 points, 2 updates that we have. As you know, there have been concerns around grading policy for 4th marking period, since that's left up to the local LEA, which is the local education agency. And so we have been working, we've presented some information or guidance from the state of Connecticut Commissioner's Office, Commissioner of Education Office, and I just today convened a group of students, teachers, administrators, parents, and we just came off Zoom talking about what that should look like. Also, we have sent out a survey, and so quickly, we sent out a survey at noon yesterday and already received almost 2,000 responses to that survey from teachers, students, and parents. And so we're going to use some of those survey information to factor into a proposal that we'll be creating for the governance committee of the Board of Education that we'll be presenting to them Monday night at their governance meeting. And then we'll go from there. The leaning so far, majority is of what we've gotten back so far. They have tomorrow at noon to complete the survey. We've gotten back most leaning toward this pass, fail, pass with distinction option, but we'll see where we go from there. The second update we have is relating to a roadmap to school opening, whether it will be May 21st, whether it will be in the summer, in the fall, but we are working with a group, a cross section of individuals again, to make sure that we have a detailed roadmap as to what this would look like in 4 major areas. In the area of facilities around the cleaning and the preparation for the school, and whether or not people will be wearing masks back to school, social distancing, we're not sure. We have around instruction, what will that look like for our youngsters? And another category is a social emotional learning system. What would that look like when we start out school? And the last one was around technology. What would that look like? So these are only the 2 updates I have at this time on the side of education.
Thanks, Dr. Tracy. So are there any questions from folks? Go ahead, Paul.
I got a few, but first I wanted to clarify, if it's okay, from Director Bond. Did you say that 4 people died at Mary Wade in the last day? Or did I misunderstand that?
You're on mute, Director Bond.
Sorry, I'm on mute. No, that is not within the last day. That's just since I last reported. So in general, from the totality of the cases.
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood that. And Dr. Tracy just mentioned that is there a possibility schools are going to reopen May 21st? I thought people were pretty set it was going to be through the end of the year. Or are we waiting on the governor on that one?
You're on mute, Dr. Tracy.
I'm mute again. Oh.
We had you for a second.
There you go.
So I'm unmuted. So Paul, we are waiting on the governor of Connecticut to give his update. I know we have a call this afternoon at 5 where he's going to give another update. We're not sure what will come out of that. But to date, they have not said yay or nay to May 21st. But I'm just making assumptions based on other states around us that have closed until June, until the fall, to start a back school. So I'm making assumption that we may follow suit. I'm not sure.
Thank you. And just to may ask one other, one of our readers wrote in today, thankful about all the testing sites and saying they feel there's one big remaining gap on the west side of town by the McConaughey Terrace and the West Rock developments, that there's sort of a big tucked away part of town where people without cars don't really have access to a testing site. I know we filled in a lot of gaps last few weeks, Day Street, Dixwell, Fairhaven, The Hill. Anything in the works for the far west side of town?
I think that it's obviously you've seen that these sites are pretty difficult to stand up. It's very important that people know that they can get a free taxi M7 if they call 211 after enrolling at the CVS site, and that will take them to CVS and back home. The additional neighborhood sites obviously have been popular, and people have been using them. And that indicates that creating more sites addresses a need. At the moment, we don't have any plans to add one near McConaughey Terrace. And we have every other day we have, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have a joint call that includes the Housing Authority, and they report on cases that they've identified and have been quite a good partner in getting messages out to the residents about accessibility on testing. But if we identify that there seems to be a problem there, we would of course consider it.
And I could be wrong, but I think it's the other side of West Rock that's more populous at this point with the 4 developments. But thanks for the answer to that question.
Yep. We're also doing a food drop there on Saturday.
Where?
I'm not, Brennan Rogers, I believe it is. I can double check that information, but we've been working hard to try to increase the number of, maybe Mike, you know that, but the number of sites that, or the accessibility of food. We've dramatically increased the number of meals that we've distributed through a variety of different methods, but still the need is more significant. And Connecticut Food Bank has been unable to provide what they have traditionally provided us as far as food. And so we're in conversations with the state on how to increase access to meals, and are working very hard to facilitate meals around the city. Mike, do you know the details on Brennan Rogers, if that's going to happen on Saturday?
Yeah, the plan at this point is from 9 to 11. It will be at Catherine Brennan.
I'm sorry, Catherine Brennan.
Yeah, well, they're across the street. They literally sit on opposite sides of Wilmot Road. We're working out the logistics for the walk-up portion and for the drive-up portion. It'll be in cooperation with Vertical Church. They were able to secure sufficient food supplies for in anticipation of approximately 500 deliveries. Most of the delivery will be in effect of a drive up, using the bus drop off at Catherine Brennan School. There will be, we just actually got off the call for logistics on working with the police department to provide traffic assistance, but it will be simply to drive through, or there will also be a walk up portion as well. Folks will drive up, they'll put the groceries in the trunk and drive out. As I said, we're working with the food policy folks and the PD to finalize logistics, but that will go from 9 to 11 on Saturday.
Mike, do you know what the capacity is? I'm a little concerned that if we put this out broadly over the press, that they're going to be totally overwhelmed, and there's going to be people that are outside of New Haven that might come.
Right. We're trying to focus on the West Rock neighborhood, and the anticipated capacity is about 500 house deliveries. Effectively call it 500 cars or 500 persons.
So we're comfortable not publishing that if you don't want to put advance word out. There's no need to. We only do that if you want to get the word out. So.
Look, Paul, thanks for that offer. I appreciate that. Can we check with our food team in LaThaw to make sure that we have a sense of whether this would be a good or a bad idea to get out the word? I just don't want people to be overwhelmed. And then it's, we've been working hard in particular to facilitate food in different neighborhoods in the city that don't have their own food pantries. And West Rock is one of those neighborhoods. So I'd hate to have people driving from very far away that might be able to access food closer to their home.
Right. Got it. No problem.
We'll get back to you. Other questions from folks? Maybe we should ask each other questions. Go ahead, Paul. Oh, Kyle, wait, Paul, we're gonna go to Kyle first, all right, and then come back to you.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to, two quick questions. I wanted to follow up. Mayor, the late last week, I think I'd asked about someone who wrote into us and said that they're working at one of the city's contracted hotels, and they claim that there's people staying there who are testing positive for COVID and they're there for isolation. I just wanted to circle back with that and see if there's any answer from you guys on whether or not that's actually something that's happening.
Sure, I appreciate that. So my understanding is we are not sending people to hotels that have tested positive for COVID-19. However, it would not be surprising if there are COVID-19 positive people staying in hotels, just given the fact that there's a lot of asymptomatic people that carry this virus. It is highly possible that there are people staying in hotels that have COVID-19, but we don't, as a policy, send people to hotels that have COVID-19.
Correct. I just want to add to that. So if they were to test positive, they would be relocated so that they can be kept out of that group. And so we do have, we are closely monitoring. Someone may be asked to self-isolate just for precaution, but just to the mayor's point, you know, they're not intentionally putting positive individuals in the hotels.
And that's the purpose of the career high school site, is to
Exactly.
provide a space for people that are COVID positive to recuperate.
Okay, great.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yep. Go ahead, Paul.
Yale New Haven today talked about regionally we've hit the peak of hospitalizations. There's still as many people in ICU as usual. I'm sure more people are still going to be getting sick. Are we in the peak in New Haven? What does that mean?
So I think maybe I can, let me just hang on just a sec. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So this is just my graph every day to kind of keep track of how we're doing in New Haven. And this is the blue line is the total number of cases that we have identified. So this line's never going to go down. It just keeps getting, you know, greater and greater the number of cases, but you can see that it's starting to flatten out here. And one other thing about this is that this has never been really steep. And I think that because this line has never been very steep, that is a result of the social distancing that we've done in New Haven and promoted, and the governor has promoted. That it's clear, and the hospital agrees. It's clear that it's had a very, very significant impact on the slowing of the spread of the viruses, and it's the reason we have not become Italy or New York. And you're starting to see every day in New Haven fewer identified cases, while at the same time we have more and more testing available. I was anticipating that with more and more testing available, the number of cases would go up significantly because we'd just be identifying more people. But the opposite has actually been the case, which to me means that the spread of the virus is slowing. And is slowing more than we originally thought it would, at a faster pace. All that being said, every wise person and educated person that has an epidemiologist, that is an epidemiologist or has a medical background, is still advising that we need to be very cautious about opening up. And in my calls with other mayors of large cities around the state, it is clear that we are all on the same page about being very cautious, not only for the health of the community, but also for the long-term resurgence of the economy. If we're too quick to open up and we have a rapid increase in cases, we're going to have to close down for much longer. But my numbers show that we're significantly slowing in our daily increase in cases.
Thank you.
Other questions? Good to talk with you all. We'll talk with you soon. Thanks, everybody.